open the Halifax Board of Health meeting for Wednesday, November 1st, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't have my little thing, but go ahead. This meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube. All right, disposal works permits. Ratify agent's approval, 111 Lincoln Street.
That came in and the revisions were completed on it, so it's a regular upgrade of a septic system.
Great.
No
Can I
concerns.
get a motion to ratify agent's approval of 111 Lincoln Street with completed revisions?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
359 Plymouth?
We put that one out to John Delano, who former member of the board, because this is a pretty big project that's going on at 359.
Okay.
It's strictly for the storage unit, not the other potential properties on the rest of Plymouth Street there. So they're fine to build a storage unit, basically in back of O'Reilly's area there,
Okay.
from the septic end, and all of the revisions are complete, fits the grading, all approved.
Okay. Can I get a motion to ratify the agent's approval of 359 Plymouth Street with revisions completed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
And 323 Home Street.
That one came in with absolutely no revisions even necessary, even though it was
Wonderful.
reviewed. Basic system upgrade on an old house. They'll be selling it and just want to upgrade the system.
Perfect. Can I get a motion to ratify the agent's approval of 323 Home Street with revisions completed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, requiring local upgrades and variances, but otherwise recommended for approval. 320 Monpont Street. Looking for a variance that will allow a vertical separation reduction from the required 4 feet to 3 feet due to grading surface water potential impact.
So that's the corner lot right at Walmart, the paving company house. And to get that separation, we'll keep all the drainage not going into one way, not going that way. So we are allowed to go from, we prefer 4, we can go up to 2. At 3 feet, the system will fit in really well and stop the surface water potential impact everywhere else. So it's recommended by the review engineer, recommended by me. Should be good to go, just needs your approval.
Okay. Can I get a motion to ratify with local upgrades and variances 320 Monpont Street?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, discussion items. C29 Leiden Lane. Here we are still. Are we at the 2-year mark yet?
No.
We're getting close.
This would be a year and 6 months. From the outside, it's looking good. I haven't been in it the last 2 weeks. Last week I was away at conferences. And the week before, I went in and visually got to see like the cabinets of the kitchen. I was looking mostly for cockroaches, flies. Yeah, there was a fly, but I didn't get infested the minute I walked in. The upstairs bathroom's still not correct. Right now, the big violation is she has one smoke detector that needs to be hardwired because that's connected to the
That's
whole
been a while.
building. Yes, and she has a temporary one. And it works. I even tested it, but it's for the safety of the whole building.
Yeah.
That one violation. So every time I've been there, I've given her a violation ticket. I didn't go in yesterday, well, Monday, Tuesday, or today, because she's not feeling well. And until such time that she's asymptomatic, I'm not going in. Just don't see a need at this point to, put that. But
Right.
it does, just looking in the door, and I guess, Dave, I should say thank you, because I've thrown about 8 bags of trash in your dumpster. I wave at the cameras outside just to make sure they know, and I'll even show them, my insignia, so.
Now, is she the only one in there
She's the only one
still?
in there. Mr. Donovan is still in the hospital.
Wow,
Yeah, he's got some serious issues,
yeah.
but
And does she understand, like, does she know, like, so she's gonna need an electrician, right?
Yeah, you need.
so at this point, I told her, listen, you've told me you used to work as a secretary with electricians, and we're gonna get one here, and now we're looking at another month. The board won't look favorably on this. I'll find an outside electrician.
I was just gonna
If
say, my
that's what-
nephew's an electrician, so,
So if you have resources, I have resources.
right, Just get someone in
And
there.
I'll just get them in there and get it done.
right.
And then technically, I really think it will be off our plate. Everything will be done and corrected.
Right,
And then we can move forward with how to proceed with collection of said fines that I've been writing since that day.
All right, Public Health Excellent Grant, relevant update.
It's just, so relevant is the iPads and inspectional software devices that we'll be able to use out in the field. Really, really exciting on how it's all, how it works. We've done training, all 6 towns. We'll need a little more training to get used to it, almost like anything. But boy, it will simplify our lives, and it will make things very consistent in all of our reporting measures on restaurants, on housing. Those are the 2, big areas that we have to do all the time to meet the state mandates. So it will be a little different getting away from pen and paper. Not that you still can't use pen and paper, but this software just puts you right to it and actually guides everybody for it. So, and we just hired a inspectional service person who will be doing the inspections in the other towns, food and housing. She can't actually work in our town because she's a town employee. She could, but at this point in time, it's really not necessary. I'm able to handle food inspections, so we're okay on that end. But I'm really happy with it. On 11/9, so that's next Thursday, we'll have our 6-town advisory board meeting here, which again are open to the public. For anybody who might have PHE grant funding questions, problems, concerns, insightfulness towards what we have available to us.
Landfill erosion repair proposal update.
Oh, boy. So, we have a little bit of a erosion problem on the backside of our landfill, the one right over here, by the highway department. We had one a year and a half ago. Basically, the liner starts to break loose, and you just have to put rock and pack it back down. There's nothing breaking out of the landfill. There's nothing leaking out of the landfill, but that kind of erosion will just eventually affect the integrity of the liner. So, we, as the Board of Health, have money in our budget that pays for the testing of the wells, monitoring of the gas that comes out of it, and the general area, but not the repairs. So the repairs will go through the town funding. I currently have 2 bids the company that works for us, Ty and Bond, and an outside company, and I've only got back one so far, but it looks like maybe around a $20,000 chunk of change between materials, the work involved, and to not only fix the problem, but prevent the problem from reoccurring a little further down. You know, let's not just put a little patch on it, let's fix it right. So I just wanted to put you on board that that's been currently in the process, and select board's
Okay.
town administrator both know about it.
So it's not something that has to go to town meeting,
No.
right? Okay.
Oh, no. No, we're well under that. Good point, though. So, in the future, you never know when it might be a capital expenditure or something that might have to go to town meeting.
Right.
I don't have that crystal ball. If that could happen or could not ever happen with a landfill.
Right.
Especially one that was a dump. Okay?
Right.
Everything's testing well. Propane levels, water level, monitoring, everything seems good. But if there was ever a major problem, by major, I don't know. What happens if a plane smashes into it?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know, I'm just throwing out something. So yes, could it ever go to a town meeting? Very well could.
Okay.
So, knowing ahead, I've had that conversation with the town administrator, and we're thinking about, okay, so if our budget, and budget will come up in a couple of minutes, currently has funding to monitor what's going on, what do we do in the unlikely event of something going amiss? Do we plan now, put money into the town fund, or do we just say, yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen?
Right.
I don't know what we do, those powers greater than I, but
Yeah.
I do know one way or another, if it becomes a health issue,
Right.
push or shove,
It's gotta get done.
guess what? It
Yeah.
will get done.
Right.
It absolutely will.
All right, MHOA conference update.
Well, I really had 3 great days.
Good.
Okay, well, except for the traffic going over onto the Cape, you're thinking, you know, late October, you wouldn't get traffic, except for when they
always
decide to
traffic.
close down the Bourne Bridge. So, even me, who knows the Cape, couldn't use my regular cut-throughs, but there was a lot of information. Just a couple of real quick snippets on things that I think will show up, because I was recently told of some Facebook postings on beavers. Well, I happened to go to a beaver seminar. And first of all, beavers cannot be relocated.
Right.
Not an option. Biggest reason, disease.
Oh.
Not to mention that there's no place to really put them, but they do carry various infectious diseases, to which I'd rather not go into detail, but not rabies. Now, under certain circumstances, let's say a culvert, Pine Street might be a good example, just got done, you could potentially put up fencing that will prevent them from building the dam that they want to build and remediate the problem that way. So that is a potential solution, fencing in certain areas.
Is that what caused the problem?
What?
Beavers on Pine Street.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
However, they're, okay, so now let's go one street up to Laurel Street,
Yeah.
which is where the beavers did build their dam. And that, so this gets into the other part of what I was just about to tell you. Those beavers were trapped because if by putting a fence there, it would have done no good. They would have just built a fence, just done what they wanted to do. And the flooding would have taken out the foundations of our high-tension wires that run through there. So I had to get NSTAR to sign off, and so if it's a septic or it's an imminent danger to something that will affect the population, and there's no place for a big lake to go, then the beavers get remediated. So, no, we don't look at trapping as first solution. However, there's, according to, I have 3 experts in the area now, and pretty much 1 out of 3 times, you'll have to remediate the beaver.
Yeah.
The other 2 times, you may be able to use the fencing techniques, which are about the same cost. And when it occurred over in Burridge, that was really under the full jurisdiction of Division of Fisheries, because then you're into another whole situation where, so the dam won't affect anybody's property, but the lack of water flow now affects the ponds and the herring that run up the ladder.
Oh, jeez.
So it's more complex than,
The circle of life.
yes, it's a circle of life, but the fact that as the health agent, I care about the beaver, but I also care about, the environment and protecting human health. And we've certainly encroached upon every animal's natural habitat. So we have to live with what we've made, but do it kind and respectfully, And then just a couple of real quick things on that. I also went to a great seminar on how we might be able to spend the opioid funding monies that all towns got from the settlements. Couple of unique, innovative ways that are consistent with what's going on in the state, starting at the bottom level, try to, prevent. A lot of stuff on tobacco control, a lot of stuff on these Delta 8 synthetic cannabis type products that are on the market. Delta 8, just to sum it up quick, is technically hemp.
Yeah.
However, because it's synthetic, it's THC.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Huh.
because of the synthetic. If you derive it directly from the plant,
Yeah.
it's hemp, no question. I forget what they said. It was hundreds of thousands of pounds to yield like an ounce, pure. But if you go the synthetic route, then, and now it starts to fall out of the realm of the food additive end of things, the this end of things. They're now putting it even in seltzers to make a hard hemp alcohol, whatever.
Because Delta 8, you don't have to get Delta 8 out of dispensary, do you?
No, the dispensary doesn't want to sell
Right,
Delta
right.
8. Instead, they're making it into little gummy packages that you can buy at a Cumberland Farms.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's,
But you're saying, so what, the synthetic makes it act more like a THC?
well, so they don't test them all.
Interesting.
So if they did test them all, I could talk about this for like an hour. Just let me know. I'll tell you one thing, it's on the radar, and I would definitely, I have some material that I got from the lawyers that are trying to stop this, because basically what's going on with cannabis now is much like what's going on with J.R. Reynolds, okay? We can't sell flavored cigarettes, but they can come out with a menthol cigarette that's not menthol, because they haven't added menthol. They've added a synthetic that gives it the same effect as menthol.
Huh.
And the same, geez, amazing. It tastes like it, but it's not menthol. That's why you'll see those green packages in Newports that look just like the old Newports used to. However, they say on it, I'm not a menthol cigarette. So it's a never-ending attempt for tobacco, huge lobbyists, huge amount of money and lawyers to stay ahead and try to do it. And this is what we're seeing, not from the dispensaries as much as
Yeah,
how
convenience
can we
stores.
use this here and
Right.
and get it in there in a whole bunch of different products. So it just bears some watching. And then, last but not least, I just thought this was really cool. There's a bunch of monies that are out there that really don't cost because it's coming through either the MBTA or whoever owns the train tracks. But to help upgrade train tracks, I didn't realize that like every 4 hours a person gets hit by a train.
That seems,
I'm like, huh? You know, well, as it turns out, train tracks are everywhere. Forget how many hundreds of thousands of miles we have in here. So, whether it be like, you know, better signage, flashing lights, even, you know, things that tell houses, I think on 36, the communities, well, the houses that are just behind the train tracks there, telling kids not to play on them. So there's a whole bunch of like educational children material that could even go out to the schools for free. And it's like coloring, and you learn, you know, hey,
stay away from the train.
yeah, you know, do's and don'ts of the train. So it's not, don't do this. It's a way for the kids. They can do the poster contests, and the agent in Abington is has really promoted the whole thing, and she has done so much. And Lindsay and I know each other pretty well, so I'm going to get her on board and see if we can do some fun with trains. Train safety, may I say.
I think it's Hanson where I've seen they've put up, there are certain places they've put up like these additional poles or something.
You
almost
got it.
like to prevent pedestrians.
Uh-huh. Even if by chance your car broke down right in the middle of the train track, it teaches you even, okay, if the train's not coming, run towards the train. If the train is coming, believe it or not, you're supposed to run in the direction of the train. Everybody thinks that because the train's getting hit, it's what's going to hit you. But if you run at a 45-degree angle, all the debris from what it hit goes backwards. What it still pushes goes forwards. But if you've now run at that 45-degree angle, you've actually beat the debris that you thought was so. So yeah, I mean, I learned a lot, and it was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Cool.
But I still stop and look both ways before I go
Yeah,
across the
right.
train track. So that was just a snapshot. And 2025 budget?
Yep, lastly, the 2020.
Last thing, just real quick, it's time to prepare for 2025's budget. I've been asked, as have all the town departments, to level service the budget. Don't ask for an increase or, the landfill potential, though, is on the table. They're already aware of that. But we were also asked to provide a breakdown of how we would allocate a 10% reduction in our budget. They're not saying we're cutting 10%.
But if you were going
But if it
to,
was
how
ever
would?
going to,
Yeah.
what would the impact be on service? Meaning, if I cut my nursing service by 10%, how would that impact it? Well, you know, that's just what.
Yep.
Reality is, in my opinion, the economy is uncertain. I mean, inflation, who knows where inflation's going? And there's war. So we don't know what's going to happen. So the sooner we, as a team, can, we know, we plan, we prepare, the better off we'll be. So I look at this as an opportunity to say, okay, let's take a hard look in the mirror. And if we have to face a 10% budget cut, we face it. Or we don't in certain services, So I just wanted to throw it out there because you don't plan for a 25 budget June 30th of next year?
Yeah.
No. So my budget's always there for you guys to help me with, and I'll show you where, when, and how we spend whatever we spend.
Speaking of, we have some bills to pay.
Yes, that's where we're at.
All right, can I get a motion to approve payroll for the week ending October 21st, 2023 for Robert Valerie, Robert Bucher, Margaret Salter, Patricia Sanda, and Brian Kling?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve expense account number 01-512-FY23-07, A, B, and C as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can I get a motion to approve revolving account number 25-513-FY23-06, A, B, and C as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve nursing services account number 01-522-FY23-04, A as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the public health excellent grant account number 25-516-5430-189-FY23-08, A and B as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see, the following to be approved, signed, and/or voted on. Can I get a motion to approve payroll for the week ending November 4th, 2023 for Robert Valerie, Robert Bucher, Margaret Salter, Patricia Sanda, and Brian Kling?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve, and I think we all signed, meeting minutes for October 4th, 2023?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve expense account number 01-512-FY23-08, A, B, and C as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the landfill engineering account number 01-519-FY23-01, A as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the iPad gift account number 26-514-483-02-FY23-04, A as listed?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve Public Health Excellent Grant account number 25-516-5430-189-FY23-09, A and B as listed.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, can I get a motion to approve the following permits with the condition that all required documents are submitted to the Board of Health office? A, B, C, and D as listed.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
What about the email correspondence? Anything to do there? Just acknowledge that it was emailed?
Just for you to look at, yeah.
Okay. So correspondence emailed to the board individually regarding zoning bylaw and zoning map amendments to create a new senior housing overlay district and apply to the Monpont Street properties identified as 265 Monpont Street and 266 Monpont Street. Sure, there'll be more on that to come.
Yes.
All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn the Halifax Board of Health meeting for November 1st, 2023 at 7:01 PM?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.